Want to find out how to start living a more holistic lifestyle? Watch this video to find out, because I'm breaking down my top 3 tips to help you get started. So hi, I'm Leanna. I'm a holistic nutritionist, health coach, and yoga instructor, and the creator of the Holistically Strong and Beautiful coaching program. Here we talk about all things health, wellness, and lifestyle strategies so that you can start living a more holistic life that's in alignment with your goals and your true self. So the aim of a holistic lifestyle is simply one that incorporates your mind, body, and your spirit. It looks at the whole being as opposed to just one specific area. So instead of just focusing on health, we focus on all the components of your life so that you truly can live a better life. My first tip on how to start living a holistic life is to, number 1, get in alignment with your goal. You have to know what it is that you want to achieve, because without it, you have no guiding light. You have no higher purpose. You don't know where you're going. So whatever that goal may be, weight loss, preventing or reversing a medical condition, or simply just start living and feeling better. Whatever that goal is, you need to take that time and self-reflect on it and make sure it truly is the actual goal. Sometimes we have these goals that maybe our friends have, or we saw that somebody else was doing, but it has to truly resonate with you in order for it to be achievable. Which leads me into my next point when it comes to setting goals. Is it manageable and achievable? So for example, if you have 100 pounds to lose, that's not going to happen in a month or really maybe even 6 months. That's going to be a longer term goal. So let's take our components here and break them down into smaller parts so that it does become manageable. Perhaps losing 10 pounds is all that you can handle right now. Maybe that big goal is that 100 pounds, but if we can start with 10-pound increments, we can actually make some huge progress in the direction of that bigger goal. And that's a great place to start. And lastly, when it comes to goal setting, you have to be connected to your why and what is the driver for that change. So something such as fitting into a pair of pants or looking good for a class reunion. Those things often do not make lifestyle long-term changes. Those are usually something people go after for that quick fix. What we're really working on here when we're talking about a holistic lifestyle are those long-term changes. So really changing your lifestyle to live in a better place. So again, reflecting on what it is that you are wanting and why you are wanting it to really help give you that guiding light so that when things maybe get a little sticky or out of alignment, you can go back to that why and say, oh yes, this was my goal and this is why I am doing it. And that will help bring you back on alignment to your path of wellness. So my second tip is to start with one thing. There are so many categories and options, and it is so overwhelming when you come into this health and wellness space of, do I do this diet? Do I follow this program? Do I do this one? Let's avoid the analysis and the paralysis of actually making some lifestyle changes. If you can choose one category to focus on and then one thing within that category to focus on, again, we're breaking it down into more manageable pieces, and you can actually make some bigger strides when you have that one thing to focus on. So a couple examples of categories that I see a lot of my clients and people that I'm working with kind of group things into are food, exercise, mindset, and a carbon footprint reduction. So what we're going to do is take these 4 categories that I just mentioned and bring them down a little bit further so that you can understand where those coming onto that focus of one thing in the one category can help give you some better results. When it comes to the food category, perhaps your goal might be exploring organic produce over conventional produce and how that can affect your body. Perhaps it's eating more of the rainbow and colorful foods. It could be crafting healthier meals and determining what that looks like for you. It could be cutting out the processed junk food and replacing it with healthier options. When it comes to exercise, some people are on this end of the spectrum and some are on this end. Some people simply need to start moving their body, and other people are over-exercising and we need to rein it back in. When it comes to the category of mindset, you need to start where you are and recognize what your current mindset is. Simply being aware of what that is can really help and point you in the direction of where you need to go. And lastly, that fourth category of carbon footprint. Perhaps one of your goals could be to simply reducing your exposure to chemicals, both when it comes to your cleaning supplies as well as your beauty products. So when I say choose one thing, I just went through a whole lot of places that you could start. So you want to choose one thing in one of those categories. And it can be something I mentioned, or perhaps you have another idea. It doesn't really matter what it is that you're focusing on, but as long as you're focusing on one thing in one of the categories at a time, you will definitely find more success because you will have focus that's in alignment back at the first one of your goal. So my third tip here is to not let other people's opinions get in the way of your success. This is something that as soon as someone is doing a new health and wellness regime, everybody all of a sudden becomes an expert. So this is where you have to be strongly determined, both at your goal and choosing your one category and doing your research so that you have that backup and that backbone when it comes to talking about it. So when I first started my wellness journey, this was something that I did very quietly. I made that determining factor that I had to change to feel better. I just was overwhelmed, exhausted, not feeling good. I made that choice for myself. I did my research. I knew what I wanted to do. And a lot of that was simply returning back to my roots of what I already knew about my previous journeys. So with that, I simply stayed the course. I didn't really tell anybody. I simply made the little shifts, the little changes. When those big changes started to be seen on the outside and people started asking me, yes, I opened up a little bit about it and simply said, yeah, I'm working on my health and wellness and I'm kind of returning back to my roots and what I know has worked for me. So one of the things that we cover in the program extensively is having the answer for when the conversation gets sticky. So let's say you're at a dinner party or a work event and someone offers you something that isn't quite in alignment with your program or your protocol right now. A very simple answer of, oh, thanks, I'm currently working on my health and wellness and I'm going to pass today on that. That often changes the subject. Sometimes people are curious and say, oh, what are you working on? And you can elaborate if you want, and you can go into as much detail or as little detail as you want. That is something that you have to be comfortable with. So having thought through and being prepared for some of those conversations is crucial to you being successful when it comes to staying in alignment with your goals. In today's video, we covered 3 tips to help you get started onto living a holistic lifestyle. Our first one was to name your goal and get in alignment with it. The second one is to pick a place to start. And the third one is to let other people's opinions be their opinions. So I want to ask you, if this resonated with you, click the like and subscribe button here. And if you're motivated and ready to let go of your fears and your doubts and start living a more health promoting lifestyle, I want to invite you to join me in my program. So in the program, I support and empower you to help you make the necessary changes to start living a more health promoting lifestyle. There are clear steps to help you go from being overwhelmed, confused, and quit the yo-yo dieting that we find ourselves so often in. The program will transform your health to help you prevent and reverse some medical conditions, balance hormones, increase your energy levels, and lose weight so you truly can start to feel better and start living your life. So if you're ready to take those next steps to start transforming your health and lifestyle, click the link in the description and to schedule a call so we can get started on your journey. If you haven't already, click the like, subscribe to the channel, and hit the bell for notifications. Next week's video is going to focus on some of the food changes that you can make to start living a little more holistically. So thanks again for watching, and I'll see you in my next video.